Hey guys, I'm back and I'm finally here with a makeup review. I am going to be reviewing the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation in the color Warm Caramel. If you guys want to see my thoughts on this foundation, just stay tuned. So first let's get started on the packaging. Now the packaging right off the bat, I noticed that it did look a lot like the Makeup Forever HD. They look very similar. Now I don't have the top for this one left anymore. But the only difference really is going to be the fact that when you take off the LA Girl foundation, it isn't silver around the rim like this one is. Now I do think the packaging is very nice and sleek. It does have a black cap. On the lid of the black cap, it does say LA Girl, as well as around the cap. Now once you remove the cap, you are going to find a pump, which I was super happy about. So on the actual front of the packaging, it does say LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Long Wearing Illuminating Foundation. This is a 0.95 fluid ounces. I did pick up the shade GLM 652 Warm Caramel. It says to use, apply to the face with a sponge or brush. So that's exactly what I'm going to do for you guys. I am going to be doing a brush slash sponge test for you guys. I will use the sponge on this side of my face, and then on this side of my face I'm going to go ahead and use the Morphe M439. Now this foundation says it's lightweight, it's paraben free, and it's supposed to be medium to full coverage, so you will be able to build this up to a full coverage. Now the first thing I noticed when I picked up this shade was the shade before this was a little bit too light for me, and the shade right after this was just too dark. Like, it was a giant step to the other one. This foundation launch does have a total of 16 shades in their collection, varying from actually white, like literally white, and that is used to kind of tone down and lighten up some of those darker shades if you have an in-between client. Then it also goes to a very, very dark shade. So I feel like for right now, their first launch had 16 shades. That's really good. Now it does say that it's a medium to full coverage, so we'll see how we can build this up. I have recorded this video like for the third time already, so I've already used this foundation. I kind of already know how it's going to work for me. It is a little bit on the orangier side that I am used to, like compared to say your Milani, which is like more on the olive tone side, or your L'Oreal Infallible, something like that. I just compare it to those because the price range. You can find this for about $8 to $10 depending on where you're purchasing this from. Now I did pick up this product at a local clothing store called Toda Moda. Maybe some of you have heard of it. Some people call it TM Boutique, whatever you may call it. I did pick it up there. I will leave the store down in the link below, as well as some places where you can actually pick this up. Do check out the description box. Everything you need to know about this foundation and what I'm using is going to be listed in the description box below. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the actual demo. I have already moisturized my face. As you can see, I have some eyelashes, eyebrows, and I have primed before starting. I did use a drugstore primer. I know some of you guys don't use primers, but I personally use primer on a daily basis unless I'm like in a super rush or I just forgot. So for me to review this without a primer would be kind of pointless to me. So starting off, I am going to just go ahead and put one pump onto my hand. So this is how much you get with one pump. I am going to be using the Morphe M439 on this side of my face. Now I usually color correct with the orange foundation, the LA Girl Pro concealers. Now you guys have seen me use these. These things are amazing, so that's why I was so excited to be trying out the foundation. I usually color correct right around here underneath my eyes and this little bad boy right here. But I do want to see what kind of coverage it can provide me without color correcting, so I'm gonna skip this step for today. So I'm just gonna be applying this with my fingers onto my face, and then we'll go ahead and blend it out with the brush. And as you can see, I have like broken capillaries underneath my nose area, so that is also a little problem. I usually don't use any green concealer because it usually can be covered by the foundation, so I never really have that problem. But I want to see what this does, especially because it's already so orange. I want to see if it makes it like more noticeable or not. Now, as you can see, this is a super orange compared to my actual skin tone right now. Like, it's just a little bit more orange than I'd like. But like I said, the shade before was just a little too light for me. So I'm going to go ahead and spray on my brush some Fix Plus, just because, I don't know, I don't like to use this brush without moisturizing it first. So I'm just going to go ahead and dab on this foundation. Oh my god, I'm so corny. I had to do that. Now, I usually don't bring it so high underneath my eyes. I usually just conceal underneath my eyes because I have creases underneath my eyes. I don't like them to settle in, and when you have so much product, the likelihood of that happening is greater. So I tend to not bring my foundation up. I usually just keep it within here, but I want to see what kind of coverage it can provide me before I do apply the highlight. Just for some of you who don't like to conceal and highlight and contour and all of that jazz. This is with one pump. This is definitely a dewy foundation. As you can see, the glow, I mean, it hasn't dried completely yet, so it's going to die down as far as the shine goes just a little bit. But the coverage is definitely a medium coverage, like it said. Let's see how much we can build up with one more pump. I wouldn't ever use more than 2 pumps. That's just too much makeup on my face for me, especially only on one side of my face. But I'm gonna check out the coverage and see how I can build it up with one more pump. So on this side of my face, I am going to be applying one pump with a beauty sponge. It's beauty sponge of your choice. My beauty blender happens to be dirty, so I'm using my Real Technique sponge today. I'm going to go ahead and apply one pump onto my hand. And to be honest with you, this is going to be the ultimate test, this side of my face, because I have this freaking mark on my face. It doesn't seem to go away, and I'm really unhappy about that. So I definitely always use the orange concealer just to kind of conceal that. So it's not as noticeable, and to be honest with you, I usually completely am able to cover it. But foundations alone, I've noticed not too many foundations are able to cover up that mark without like color correcting first. So I'll be really impressed if this can kind of like hide it or conceal it. Now this is with one pump of foundation. As you can still see that mark very, I mean, I don't want to say very well, but you can still see it pretty well. I did go ahead and completely cover up my lips because I am going to be applying lipstick later, and sometimes I just like to nude out my lips too. I'm going to go in with one more pump and see how buildable it is with the beauty sponge. So one more pump onto my hand. Then I'm going to go ahead and put that all over. So now with 2 pumps, I definitely am going to agree with them that this is buildable to a full coverage foundation. It completely covered up that mark, which I'm really happy about, especially because how dark it is. That is very hard to conceal. a spot that dark sometimes, it just shines right through. And especially when my makeup's starting to wear off a little bit, this is the first thing you're going to see is that little spot right there. So it drives me nuts, but it definitely did a good job of concealing it. Now in my personal opinion, I definitely am going to be reaching for my beauty blender with this foundation. Now if you're interested in seeing a comparison video about these two to see like the colors, packaging, everything like that, let me know down in the comments box below. Now as you can see, this is pretty dewy. It hasn't yet completely dried, but it is giving me a little shine. Now the coverage is really nice. I really am impressed, especially for the price. This thing is like 10 bucks, so for the coverage you are getting a really good product. Blending was really easy with this foundation. This foundation is super easy to blend out, so I mean you don't have to worry about applying to all your face and it's already going to be dry on the other side. That's not something that you have to do working fast with this. You definitely have some time to blend it out. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight and contour. I usually do use my L.A. Girl Pro concealers. So I'm going to go ahead and combine Pure Beige with Cool Tan. I like these under my eyes because Pure Beige and Cool Tan, they together are like my perfect shade. I used to be able to use Cool Tan alone, but I don't know. I feel like they changed their formula, or at least the color of specific ones, because I used to use that and now it's like really light underneath my eyes, so I mean really dark. Now I am going to bring the foundation in towards my nose a little bit more so I don't have to worry about contouring my nose too much, or at least sometimes I don't even do it at all. I just do this and it creates that shadow for me. Now I'm not going to be bringing the highlight all the way up here just because I don't want my face to look all big and long, so I'm just going to bring it right here at the end of my eyebrow. So now to contour, I am going to be using the L.A. Girl Pro Concealer in the color Chestnut. I usually go in between Espresso and Chestnut. I use Espresso like if I'm going out at night, and I use Chestnut for daytime just because it's a little bit more subtle. Now I'm not going to bring this completely inward just because this goes a long way, so you don't really need a lot of this product, otherwise you'll be looking pretty crazy. And I'm going to go ahead and blend this out. And when blending this out, blend it upwards, because if you blend it down, you're just going to create some type of beard. So to set my highlight and contour, I am going to be using the Mega Glow Contour Palette by Wet n Wild. This is in the shade Caramel Toffee. So I am going to be using a little e.l.f. Small Taper brush. I do love this brush for underneath my eyes just because it gets under there pretty well. It's like so perfect. And I also like this brush for contouring as well. If you want to get like a really nice chiseled contour, this brush is really great. The L.A. Girl Matte Flat Velvet Lipstick. This is in the color Vavoom GLC823. So this is like a nice purpley, like maroon color. And let's see how it goes. made it to the end of this video, congratulations. I do want to thank you guys for watching. If you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button. I do post videos 2 to 3 times a week, so don't forget to check out those. Like always, I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with somebody who might find it useful. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
That part, all my bitches independent bitches. That part, I just want the pay.